Previously, in the anime, Demon Lord Leo finally defeated his arch-enemy Arakiel with the demon sword, and their Celia was also able to awaken her vampire queen's power, so for that achievement, Celia and her platoon were invited to the princess's Hyperion ship to attend the high-class party. But at that time the demi-humans planned to kidnap the Princess Alteria to free their kind from the humans' imprisonment, so they joined hands with a dark elf named Sharnak who worships the goddess. And she gave all those demi-humans the power of the demon sword, but when they achieved their goal and captured the princess, that dark elf Sharnak revealed her true colors and ordered the princess to guide the ship through the void rift to corrupt all the holy swordsmen with miasma and sacrifice them to the goddess. But Regina received the princess's SOS message and came aboard the ship to save her. There she came across Leo on her way, and there she reveals that the princess is her little sister. Then Regina reveals that she was born on the day of the night known as Scarlet Calamity. When a bright red star appears in the sky, it shows a bad omen, so the children in the royal family must never be born on that day. And with this rule Regina was sentenced to death right after she was born, but Duke Cristalia pleaded the king not to kill the child, but the orders were absolute. And the child was buried in the forest. That was the story, but Duke Cristalia brought the child to his home as he had also become a father of yet another child, and as the two girls grew up, Duke made Regina a personal maid to his daughter Celia to hide her identity. So Regina was actually a royal princess and she was here to see her little sister, but she saw the spirit pet at the harbor carrying the message for help. The royal family were gifted with the spirit medium power. With that spirit ability they could even control the ship, so that explains the situation. That Alteria is being held hostage with many other people on the ship, but Leo tells her that Celia and her platoon will take care of the other hostages there, so they could go rescue the princess. So they headed to their way to save Princess, and at that time others were still held as hostages with a bomb at their center. Their Elfine tells Celia that she had scammed the bomb, and it's been signaled by the wand that's in that old man's hand, so all she need is 1 second to jam the signals. So Celia then took a pin from her back to drain out her blood. There, Leo and Regina got to the control chamber, but they already took the princess after locking the ship into its course, but Regina had a way to contact to the princess. Just as she was able to hear the princess's voice from that spirit pet, she could again use her power to connect with the princess telepathically, so Leo tells her to do it right away. But Regina was afraid to reveal her identity to her sister, but Leo tells Regina that she was already hoping to save her little sister, so she should go for it. Regina understood and tried to connect with the princess. And her attempt was successful, and Alteria was connected to Regina, so Regina tells her that she's just a normal spirit user and still hid her identity. But even so Alteria tells her that the attackers are taking her to the flight deck to leave, but instead of saving her they should save other people's, because the ship is heading right into the void rift. So Alteria tells Regina to connect her pet carbuncle to the spirit monitor system at the core of the ship on lower deck to take control of the ship and tells her the access code. There Regina tells this to Leo, and he tells Regina to leave the princess to him and she should take control of the ship. Leo then leaves to save the princess. And little by little Celia drained her blood to use it to snap out that wand from the old man's hand. She was ready to take action, and their Fenris once again tried to distract the alpha wolf. And their Sakuya already took off her binding to eat something, and taking that chance, Celia snapped the wand and disabled the bomb. Their Fenris and Sakuya also took action and subdued the other two attackers, and now, since they were safe, Celia tried to contact Leo but he wasn't responding, but it was all too late. They had entered the void rift and void started to attack the ship, but suddenly Leo contacts telepathically to Celia, and she informs Leo of the situation, but Leo tells Celia to assist Regina, as she's alone on her way to the ship's core. But here Leo saw the princess had already boarded the plane with the elf to leave. But on the other side, with the cramped space Regina wasn't able to use her magic gun to full extent, and just then, Celia comes in and helps her out. But their problem is about to increase as the boss Void showed up there, so Fenris thought to engage in a fight, but Sakuya tells her to leave the boss to her. So Elfine and Fenris withdrew from there to save other peoples and left Sakuya alone to deal with the boss. Sakuya had the demon sword so she was confident on her win. The sword she was holding was actually a demon sword, and with that, Sakuya cuts the boss into pieces. Then aside from her, Regina made it to the core of the ship with Celia. where she activated the core with the Code of Scarlet Calamity, and with the Spirit Pet as her medium, she changed the course of the ship. After that, Leo stopped the plane from taking off. So Sharnak had no option but to fight Leo, but Leo tells Sharnak that he's the Demon Lord. But she believed Leo was kidding around and used the Demon Lord's fire spell, and Leo dispelled it with his little fingers. Then he strangled her with the shadow and made her spill out all of her plans about the sacrifice to the goddess. Hearing that, Leo wanted to know which goddess she was referring to because all the gods and goddesses died long time ago, but before Sharnak could say anything, the demon sword killed her from within. Leo identified the blade as the Zalgstar, a blade bestowed upon the hero by gods. However, even the legendary weapon such as this was consumed by the miasma, so Leo tried to attack it. But that blade still had nullifying ability, so Regina then activated the weapon systems to help out Leo. She even activated missile system to bombard on the monster, and from one of the missile, Celia came out, and with her by Leo's side, Leo got time to bring out his Demon Slayer blade, and with it he destroyed the Zalgstar with a single slash. So Alteria summoned all the girls to thank them that they saved the day, but she also wanted to meet Leo and Regina, but Celia made up that they were feeling under the weather, so they didn't make it. Because Leo had a sore body from all the power usage, and Regina stayed there to take care of him. There she kissed Leo as a thank you gift for giving her the courage to speak with her little sister on the ship, but she told Leo to keep this a secret or Celia would get angry. And with that, episode 8 ends. However, subscribe to the channel to receive the most recent updates on this anime. So, until then, take care.